Hey everybody, it's Aunt Bibi. Today is Friday, October 12th, 2018, and I'm standing in front of the I'm in Elkins, West Virginia. So my family, both my mother's and my father's side, they came from West Virginia. I had very deep roots for generations in West Virginia. And so I've been driving through the state and just going through areas where my mother and my father's families had lived for generations. And on my father's side, they had been German settlers back in the mid to late 18th century. So they were out in the middle in the wilderness. So they were on the frontier. And so anyway, the Kump house. So this is, I'll read the sign, home of Governor Herman Guy Kump, built 1924 to 1925 on site of Civil War era Godin Tavern, designed by Clarence Harding of Washington, D.C. Eleanor Roosevelt and other notables were guests during the 1930s and 1940s. And it's been named to the National Register. It was named to the National Register in 1983. So this is Elkins, West Virginia, and the house is, there's trees kind of hiding the house. I'll show you the house. You can kind of see it through the trees there. But anyway, it's located right on a very, very busy intersection here in Elkins. And so, Herman Guy Kump, or Uncle Guy, as he was known in my family, he was my mother's uncle. He was my maternal grandmother's brother. And so he was elected governor of West Virginia in 1932. On the coattails of Franklin Delano Roosevelt. So Uncle Guy was an FDR New Deal Democrat. So Uncle Guy here, it says, I'll read the sign for you. He was born in Hampshire County, 1877, died in 1962 in Elkins. As the 19th governor of West Virginia, he led the state out of the Depression. State road, parks, and forests, county units, school systems, and Department of Public Assistance all date from his administration from 1933 to 1937. So he was all about social and public programs, and there wasn't any kind of social assistance back when the Great Depression hit. So so he established this Department of Public Assistance and other public programs. And Kump is a German name, and it actually originally had an F at the end. So it was Kump. So it's kind of like Donald Trump's family name was Drumpf. I'm sorry for the traffic noise. Donald Trump's family name was Drumpf. And so Kump, I think it's kind of like, it was originally, the family came from like Austria and Eastern Germany. And so I think that sort of name is, I think, more East German. I don't know. It's German. It's a German name for sure. Kump. And Herman, yeah, that's really German, I think. Anyway, he was known as Uncle Guy. In the family, we refer to him as Uncle Guy. And he was a good guy, and he cared about people. And but he only served one term because his wife, I think, developed early onset dementia. So family was very important to him. So he did not run for re-election. But I believe he was a popular governor and well remembered. And I remember my brother joking about, so Uncle Guy had started the state sales tax. It was like 1%. So they used the saying the merchants used to say when they would charge the customers the extra penny on the dollar or whatever, I don't know. Usually just another penny. They would say penny for the governor. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to show you the house. So here is the house. And actually I thought this was the house. I was pretty sure I had the right location. But in the photographs, it actually looks bigger than it does in real life. I mean, it's a big house, but I don't know, the photographs I'd seen make it look bigger. I don't know. I'll zoom in a little bit. So fortunately, the sun is out. The weather yesterday was really terrible. It was really socked in, and it's cold here. I've had to get my my winter cap and gloves back out. Yeah. It's cold. It's like in the 40s here, Fahrenheit. So, yeah. Anyway, let me see if I can zoom in. I'm going to zoom in here. Yeah, so that's a better look at the house here. Yeah. So, I think it's kind of sad because it looks like the house is kind of, I think the state, the house was donated or the state bought the house or something. I'm not sure. A number of years ago, but they haven't done anything with the house. I think they want to turn it into a museum. Yeah, they want to turn it into a museum, but I don't think they don't have the money to do it. So anyway, I gotta walk up this. Get up here. Very busy intersection, sorry. So yeah, you can see the gateway here. It's a very narrow driveway here. Whoops. Oh, there's the address there, 401. Yeah, so you can see the bricks. The bricks are kind of, the mortar is falling out from the bricks. Anyway, yeah. So it's kind of a bit, I think there's somebody. There's another vehicle behind here. Anyway, here's the house. This is the Kump house, and Eleanor Roosevelt would visit. Eleanor Roosevelt liked to visit West Virginia because it's, I think next to Mississippi, it's about the poorest state, and yeah, and West Virginia used to be a really hardcore Democratic Party state. And I think it still is somewhat, but it's more Blue Dog Democrat. So, oh, there's some workmen here. So, anyway. Yeah, I'm just going to show you some of the house here. Anyway. Yeah, so West Virginia used to be, because of FDR, a very Democratic state, especially because of FDR. But the Democrats have kind of abandoned the working class in West Virginia, so they're more likely to vote Republican. Joe Manchin is a Democratic senator, but he's more like a blue dog, so he votes more like a Republican in a lot of ways. So anyway, yeah. Anyway. There's some workmen here. I'm just gonna go around the other side of their truck. Anyway, yeah, and here's the back. So it's it is a big house. It just looked bigger, more towering, and so West Virginia used to be hardcore Democratic, but not anymore. Yeah, this house is in bad shape, but I think they're just trying to do the minimum to make sure it doesn't fall apart. Oh, okay. So there's kind of a back road into the house, I think. Oh, this is a community garden. I see. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. So that's the property. So, oh yeah, my mom. So my mom remembers Uncle Guy. She'd tell me the story. She would ride in a limousine to the governor's mansion when she was a little girl to go visit Uncle Guy. And yeah, so his father. My great-grandfather, Benjamin Franklin Kump, was a Civil War veteran. He had been in the Virginia cavalry fighting for the Confederacy. And even though they were from West Virginia, and West Virginia was, so West Virginia split off from Virginia in like 1863 officially, and the Union wanted to keep West Virginia because there were some, important, I think, strategic railroad systems through West Virginia to reach the South. But at least the part of West Virginia that my parents, at least my mother's family, came from, which was like the eastern part of eastern or northeastern part of West Virginia, they had a strong attachment to Virginia. They were Virginians. They had been Virginians for generations. So the Civil War, a lot of people in the South, they fought for their state. They remained loyal to their state. They might not have agreed with the secession from the Union, but the South was being invaded, and so that's how they saw things. And so, fortunately, got a nice day, but a cold day. The sun's come out, so it's better. So this is the Kump house. What else about West Virginia? I don't know. I really like West Virginia. It's a very, very blue-collar state, working class, and they've been hit hard. I think they started turning Republican, voting Republican. Probably Reagan started that, and then it really probably became a red state with Clinton and NAFTA destroying things, destroying the economy and working class jobs. So it went. The state went strongly for Bernie Sanders in the Democratic primary in 2016, because Bernie Sanders was speaking about real issues, populist issues that were facing West Virginians. And then because Bernie was not the nominee, then the state went heavily for Donald Trump. And I've noticed so the midterm elections are coming up next month, and I've watched the campaign ads on TV, and so the Republican candidates are attaching themselves to Trump's name because Trump did so well in this state. So Trump had campaigned on a populist platform, but that's not the kind of president he is. But anyway, so I'm going to go back around to the front. So yeah, I like this tree. Very pretty tree here. So got a busy intersection, and it's at the base of a hillside here. Anyway, I hope they can turn this into a museum or something eventually. I'll go around these workmen. Oh, they're working on the paving, the driveway. Oh, I think they're repaving. That's what they're doing. Yeah, so they're repaving the driveway here. Okay. They're at least trying to do that. Anyway. Yeah. Anyway. Coming around to the front of the house. Yeah. So, some nice trees. Nice big trees on this property. Yeah. I think it's wow. Yeah. So here's the house. The front of the house here. Yeah. Yeah. So, Uncle Guy's dad fought for the Confederacy. He was a very sweet-looking old man. I've seen. We had a big portrait of my great-grandfather, Benjamin Franklin Kump, in the house when I grew up. And my sister is getting that restored. It's very fragile. And the family was going to donate that portrait to the Kump House whenever they were able to get their museum going. And I think we have some old furniture too we're going to donate, I believe. I don't know. So, state of West Virginia is very poor, one of the poorest in the U.S. And yeah, because it's kind of isolated too. The history of coal mining has been, and the coal mine unions, very violent history. And I think they got away with that because West Virginia is kind of cut off. It's very rugged territory, very beautiful. And yeah, so they're bringing unfortunately they're bringing coal mining back to the state, and Trump has campaigned on this, and that it doesn't really do the state any good, but they kind of manipulate the people because the people are really hard up for jobs. And so the big industry now actually in West Virginia is tourism. So they really like to attract people to see the natural beauty of West Virginia, but at the same time they're blowing off mountaintops to get at the coal. So it's kind of, the coal industry is destroying the natural beauty and destroying the water. So a lot of the water is getting polluted because of the coal mining industry, and it's just really sad. Oh yeah, when I was driving down this way, unfortunately I couldn't pull over, but I saw by the side of the road there was a big flock of wild turkey grazing on a property in the grass. Yeah, I mean, at first I thought they were maybe like Canada geese, and I looked and it says wild turkey, and it's like some of them there was one especially that was sitting upright, and it was like a classic pose, and I recognized the wild turkey from the liquor bottle brand, Wild Turkey. Anyway, I love that. I love seeing that, the wild turkey. Yeah. So it's amazing, the wildlife here and the natural beauty, and people come here to enjoy the outdoors, climbing and hiking and rafting and whatever. But I love West Virginia. It's a beautiful state, and the people are really nice. And yeah. Anyway, so this is my ancestral state, West Virginia, and this is the Kump House. Okay, thanks for listening. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.